Good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening. So nice to see you again this morning. It's great to continue our process, our path, our way, our walking, our march, our holy prayer vigil. Today is a very special day to all of us because yesterday we had some rain, and today it's so nice in Florida to have the rain. It can break the heat a little bit. And we also under cloudy weather. It's very important to have cloudy weather because when, as we say, the Sufis say, we wait until the last rising sun in this world. I say, why Sufis? Why? They say, because all of us, we are wait for the sun to light our life every day. But when the sun will stop to light, we will be the light. We will light our candles and we will play with everything all around us and we'll sing together. This morning is a very special because we have a very special people with us. You are the people. You are. It's very great to be with you and to connect and to feel the complete feeling. I remember once when I went to my guru, to my Sheikh, and they say we need to make the dhikr, as a circle, the Sufi dhikr as a circle. He say each one catch the hand of another. And he say to us, don't begin to say the dhikr. Begin to close your eyes and to feel all of the group here. I began. In the end, he asked me, Ghassan, what did you feel? I say, I felt a complete feeling today. I felt everything, every beautiful thing, because we are together. And from here, I would like to feel, Shahabuddin, what you would like to say to pray for us. Shahabuddin, it's yours.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Some of you in the middle of the night. I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and I realized again this idea that many of us have, that we should be able to understand everything. We should have an answer for everything. We should be able to put one and one together and come up with two, or whatever number we choose, depends on what system we use. The reality is, we don't need to understand everything. If you look at the situation in the Holy Land, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, if you really look objectively, it's a few people who are very off-centered who are in positions of power. But what they're doing doesn't really make sense. But if we go deeper, not that we get answers that will say, oh, this means this and that means that. But if we go deeper, if we go deep enough, we can begin to feel that there is supreme intelligence behind even these heinous actions, behind the violence, behind the trauma that's being inflicted on millions of people. Not that there is a being that said, oh, I'm going to inflict trauma so that something will happen. No, there is supreme intelligence, which doesn't see life only in 100-year periods as we do. And what's our prayer? Our prayer is to connect with that intelligence, which is made of love, by the way, and joy, to connect with that and say, I don't understand, but this is the feeling I have in my heart. And I think the person I was speaking to was quite upset with me because they asked me if I would have fought during World War II. And I said, I'm not a pacifist. I'm a believer in peace. And if there is a time to fight, well, then we must fight. We don't like it, but we must. But this is the opposite. This is not the time to fight. This is the time to make peace, to really feel the peace within each of our beings, and to feel us holding hands in this circle right now. And without knowing what the outcome will be, without understanding how a few really off-balanced men could create this chaos, we need to feel that place of infinite peace in each one of us, not as an ism, not as something to belong to, or a label you can say, I'm a this or I'm a that, but to feel, really feel beyond the question, even beyond the answer, and to understand what we need to understand, which is that we have each other. We have all the human beings on the planet. We have all the animals. We have all the trees and all the plants. We have the oceans. They hold the understanding. They've got the answers, not in words, not in cause and effect, but we, part of that wholeness in our prayers, will bring about the necessary shift. And that shift, God willing, will bring peace. So my prayer is that we give up understanding and we start to really feel and feel who we are as human beings. Feel the peace within us and allow that to bounce off the mirror of the universe and bring deep and lasting peace to this planet. Amen, amen, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shabuddin. Thank you very much. Deep words, deep prayer, deep connection. It's so great sometimes to find someone to put the hand with the hand and to walk together. But sometimes we feel our unit as a human being alone or lonely. I'm walking lonely. Where's the other hand you begin to find? Once I was walking to make meditation in Galilee. And all the time I say, maybe I can touch the feet of Jesus, maybe here or there, in any place, There's no hands. I say, okay, I have the other hand. 1, 2. And they begin to walk. I say, I'm not lonely. I'm not alone. This hand, half of the world, and the other hand, the other half, come to pray together. I come to sing together. I went, finished my prayer, my meditation, came back, and suddenly my father was on the entrance of the house. He asked me, "What do you wear?" I say, "I went to make meditation." "With whom?" I say, "With all of the world, with all of the people all around the world." I said, "What happened to you?" I say, "I don't know. I told you the Sufis, they are so crazy." And, we entered. Then don't feel you are lonely. You have within you all of the world. You are the perfect person, the perfect man. Now, from here, we will go to very, very holy person, very great person, very high level, very soft and very unique person. I met her first time here in Sarasota when Chris Miller and Jesse, they told me that we will come with a very, very high level person and so on, from the Native Americans and so on. We will come to visit you. I say, you will not find any barrier when you will come. The gates of the heart open, and also the gates of the house is open. Everything is open in our neighborhood. And they came. She came with her daughter, granddaughters together, and we celebrated here and we heard her. I think she brought lots of light and life to our home, our lives. I cannot talk about her. She is a very high level person, but I'll ask Chris Miller, Akbar, to say something about grandmother. Chris.
Thank you, Sheikh Ghassan. And yes, it's my pleasure to introduce great-grandmother Mary Lyons, who I've known for the last 10 years, just about. Isn't that amazing, Grandmother Mary? And we got linked in through the Grandmothers of the Sacred We way back in 2014 or 15 in Naples, I think. 2014, Grandmother Mary?
I think it was 13.
2030, 10 years it has been.
Mm-hmm.
That is just that just warms my heart that we've been friends for that long. And great-grandmother Mary, she's an Ojibwe Anishnaabe elder in the Medewin, and she is a water carrier and has led many beautiful water ceremonies here in Sarasota and throughout many lands as we traveled together. And she is a spiritual advisor and storyteller, wisdom keeper, author of wisdom lessons, and she goes to the UN as an observer for Indigenous and women's issues. She is one of the 4 women overseeing the Women of Wellbriety International. So Grandmother Mary is one of the most active people I know. She always has so much that she has working on and so many projects that she is investing light and spirit and heart into. So it's just such a joy to have you with us, great-grandmother Mary Lyons. Thank you for being with us here today.
Oh my gosh. Chivi-gwich in my language, that means thank you. Mino Gisit in my language means good morning. Nij Nibi Ikwe Indisnakas, my given name was Second Water Woman. My colonial given name is Mary Lyons. I sit in the center of 7 generations. I sat with my mother, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother. And now I sit with my daughter, my granddaughter, and my great-granddaughter. So we say the 7 generations is we hold the link from our past to our future. So my great-granddaughter will sing the hymns and the knowledge of my great-grandmother. So that's how that 7 generations happens. You know, it's an honor to share this space with each and every one of you, because, you know, sometimes you come into the right space at the right time. And for myself, you know, I want to share a little exercise with you of who I am and some of the teachings that was brought to me, and to be a reminder of balance. So if you can just close your eyes for a minute, I want to tell you a little bit about our creation story and how we become the oneness. So if you just close your eyes, we can talk about, you see, we believe we come from the stars, we come from the universe. We believe we had this original agreement with Creator, as one may know, this higher power, that we would come into the space as a student, walk as a student, and will leave as a student. So within this passage, our spirit being came, entered the wombs, the pools of water of our mother's womb, swam for 9 months, up to 9 months. And we all know everything within this planet carries memory. So our mother's womb and the water, this water vessel, kind of like the computer we're on, got downloaded with all the DNA memory, and we hold it within us. So then there comes a day of entry. So then I want you to all take a deep breath, breathe in, and exhale gently. That was a doorway to the world we're in now. We welcomed air. Prior to that, within those 9 months being in the womb, that DNA memory was wrapped around our spirit, which we call a blanket of a body. Then we felt the warmth. We felt the fire and everything. That was a grandfather's son. And then we planted our feet and nourished from earth. You see, those are 4 elements that everything, everyone, every being, anything that exists within this planet depends on. Those 4 elements shows no prejudice. Human beings created that out of fear or whatever happened to them. So we cannot condemn them. What we do is give gratitude, and we shower them with love and to remind them of this oneness. You can open your eyes now. This is who I am, and from my ancestors past, who we are. We also do land acknowledgements of where we reside at. I always say, people go, where are you from? I say, I come from the stars. You know, Earth is my home, but the bill collectors find me in Minnesota. So that's my residence. That's where I find it at. But I think what is really, really important, what we have to be mindful over, is those 4 elements. And through the teachings that we had, through the generational teachings that each and every one of you have had, is that we have this commitment, this binding commitment to one another, because we all share this relationship as relatives. And I say this with good heart because I want to read something with you, which was really sitting within my dream state in the conversations we have, because of in the United States, what's coming forth is this holiday we call Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate it, but I don't dishonor it or anything. So I would like to just share a little bit, because people ask me, what do you mean by that? You know, what happens? Give me your thoughts. And so instead of having to repeat it sometimes, I put it in messages. And what Thanksgiving means to me. Indigenous history often isn't accurate when told from the outside. The 3 little ships that came over and found the savages, well, from an indigenous person, they didn't find savages. They found kind, loving, family-oriented people with a lot of smarts. These voyagers would later, and the individuals in power would need our solutions to make their systems work. Here is a simple reminder. There were millions of us, millions. Can you imagine? Millions of us. And if we were savages, we wouldn't be having this conversation. There are many stories of Thanksgiving. I, for one, like I said, do not celebrate this passage, nor do I condemn it. Everyone has their stories to share and created their celebrations and imprinted history. Our history is alive in everything. We are still here, and we come in many forms of knowledge holders. We are the original caretakers of our homelands, as each one of yous are. And Creator, as we know of this power, can vouch for each one of us. So moving forth and sharing the meaning of Thanksgiving, please remember our kindness, as we are not savages. We were and continue to be kind and giving people. Even though we're still living in the storms of prejudice, we still move gently through the fears and the guilt of others as they unknowingly carry these. We're asking each of you that are hearing this, honor your ancestors as they went through hell and back. Whatever made them flee their homelands to the safety of our shores, try to remember this. honor them, sing your ancestral knowledge forward as you're not a color, you're not white, you're not brown, you're not black. You all come from people with homelands, with history. Tell the stories of them with gratitude and the kindness of the indigenous peoples here. Remembering the millions of us aren't savages, because if we were, we wouldn't have allowed the people on those 3 tiny ships to live. We are and we will remain the truths of our past. We live with the 7 grandfather teachings. Every day is a day of thanks. And we want to be kind to Mother Earth and all her elements, because we, each and every one of us, are protectors, because we have to take care of our home. Right now, I reside on the lands of the Dakota people in southern Minnesota, and they are the original caretakers that know this land, know the plant life, know everything about it, because their ancestors had agreement that they would be those caregivers of this land for them and the future generations, and for all to enjoy. You see, sometimes, and you have to really think about this, within the last 150 years, how life progressed into family units, into family chaos, is not amazing. It should be greeted with pitifulness, because what is happening now is that memory, that knowledge of where we come from is vanishing. And if it vanishes, it's kind of like Mother Earth's puzzle of all her beauty. Somebody pokes out a puzzle, then that picture is not complete, and it's just not for one, it's for all. You see what is happening in the homelands on the other side of the globe, where I will be at, and I will depart on Thanksgiving Day, as one would know it here in the United States. To travel that way is to go with such unconditional love, and to carry a consciousness that we have to make sure that radiates the presence, because that is going to be the shield that makes sure I come back to where I'm sitting at now. To believe and to receive into making that movement is because I walk with a higher power and all my ancestors that are in me and all around me. And I see the future of all the original gardeners. And I walk within such a belief system because I come as a student, because I absorb as much knowledge, not to make sense of it, to come within gratitude. So for me, I always say, oh gosh, when I first learned about the Sufis, I thought, well, what are they? And here I've been amongst them for years. So it doesn't have to say I'm a label. You come within that energy and that consciousness of who you are. So if I meet another entity of such powerful religious people, where the platforms where I move in is that it's like a big living library to me. I'm just filled with all this information, because what we all share is the good intentions and the grace of unconditional love. And that's where we say it's not necessarily where we hold a hand physically, but it's awesome to do it. But we hold that conscious wrap of energy, because that's how each one of us in this magical system we call Zoom is we carry this energy. And this energy is a shield that radiates. Because we say the best medicine you can give out is love. And that smile is more powerful than money, because we believe you cannot eat money. That will not nourish you. Does that make sense? I was going to share to you one other. I have volumes of prayers, and so I randomly pick them. because otherwise I'd be rambling for hours. So I have to condense part of my time within prayers and this stuff and that there for each one to understand the journey of who I am as an individual. And being Madewan is taking that gratitude before entrance and coming as a student and departing as a student. It's living the good life. It's not so much as what you say who I am, it's how you walk. And they say when we come to the end of time, we're either going to turn around, we're either going to smile, or we're going to cry. Because we will look at what we truly taught, who walked or followed the pathways of our teaching. I am very happy to say when I turn around, because you know what? You can't live forever, which nor do I intend to. I can turn around and I can smile. I can look at my great-granddaughter and I know she will sing, not me, but our ancestors' teachings throughout time. And she may not do it in words. She does it because she has that energy, because she's so comfortable to be around. She's so funny in this stuff. And even when she gets angry, she has this expression of, I'm not having a good day, so stay away from me. And I'm so sorry if I'm going to hurt your feelings. The other part of it, too, is within gratitude. The other part of what I like to share of who we are as individuals on appreciation is making sure that memory stays intact from times past to a future we hope is going to be beautiful. And our hope can flourish into it will be beautiful if our intentions continue to keep showing the world as we are within these dim times. Does that make sense? I want to read to you, calling forth the emerging wisdom. We're in a time of stillness, a time to reflect the wisdom of the beginning. We are all here in a circle of balance to honor the sacred bundles that have been placed throughout Mother Earth, the healing light and truth. Now is the time to focus on the essential truths, giving them power. We are the masters of our own emotions and choices. We all drink from the same well of air, earth, water, and light. Now we sit in a time of debate and argument. Our ancestors foretold a time that would try to erase them and all the life's resources as they knew them. We are in this time. We must fight for our lives, our children and our grandchildren's future. We must fight for our gardens to be healthy once again. Humankind surrendered to greed that is not a gardening tool of life. We were told of 4 snakes that would awaken. One would be visible and it would conquer mankind. Its name would be alcohol. One would be black and it would whip through the earth. Its name would be called oil. One would be a mist of winds that would carry a razor whipping sting, as the breath has been tainted with such unthinkable chemicals that travel the earth. Its name would be called pollution. One would have uncontrollable flame that would have strayed from their parent called fire, and its name would be called atomic. We must not be fooled nor tempted by a source that showers a falseness of ease. We must not allow our ancestors' past to be erased, or we will lose to the criminals that are destroying Earth's gardens. When the rivers within Mother Earth becomes tainted, all spirits will go to sleep. We must awaken to the truth, rise up and fight like we're in our last breath of life. We are in this time. Each time throughout history, the original owner, called Mother Earth, will remind us, you are not really harming me. You are harming what I gave you, the provisions of life, and you're being disobedient. The planet will live on, but it's the naughtiness of the inhabitants that will not, because we'll do it at the hands of our own self. We don't know which each breath of truth, what is being said, or what their original feelings are that may happen in the wars that are happening on the other side of the world. But those same wars are happening in our own backyards. Either way you look at life, we have to be careful of what the media is bringing forth. And what are these weapons being brought to the public ear and to their eyes and to the emotions from within? We have to take control, and we have to walk with consciousness of love, and that radiates from us, or we will carry the weight and the stain of destruction, the darkness. We have that ability because we sit in the center. We hold the balance of the goodness and of the darkness, because we have to identify what perfection looks like, not just for the planet, but for ourselves, because we hold the switch, we hold the light to the darkness. That makes sense? You see, we can't give so much energy of pitifulness. What we have to send within those prayers is the powers of their ancestors, how they made those pathways to today. Their struggles, their strengths are in them. Back then and today, they succeeded because those seeds are still here and they'll be in the future. But what we must learn is to walk around that darkness, to not fight that darkness. That individual, if you see the darkness with them, you do not attack the person, you attack the darkness in them with love. Love is being so beaten up these days because our young ones are saying, oh, I love this person, and then they hit them. Oh, they misinterpret it. Love is unconditional. It's a feeling of just this wonderful energy. It's not ownership. It's not lust. It's such a kindness that brings you a connection, that holds this radiation of beautiful rays of light. But that's flipped. And it's abused. And we must try to find that balance, because that power of greed comes from pitifulness. We say to the most hurtful people that are doing the most ugliest things in the world, the memory that you carry, I pray for it, because that was not intended for you, because Creator did not bring you into this world to be this cruel. I am so, so sorry of your early teachings, that you have to express your hurt in such a harmful way to be heard. You see, we cannot fall into the trap of darkness, a matter of saying, I can't understand what's going on over there. Why do they keep doing that? Because what they're doing is that's a fool's magnet, because we will be sucked into that darkness. We have to come together and pray for their innocence and that light to flicker in them. Because we have to bring that consciousness to say, I think I can be heard in a different way. And it's not right for me to be harming another or making them feel my pain by killing these many people. So we have to find our center. Today was very trying for me when I woke up. I've had a very trying month. And I was meant to be in the space where I'm at because I put it out in the universe. I spoke some of my truth, what was going on, because we all know within each one of us that are sitting here. We also come with these instructions because we're human in this other place, is that we will act within this humanness as well. And our spirit has to remind us, wait a minute, you're either being naughty or you're being good. Come on back to balance. We've got a friendship here. You got to be this. So I want to close with saying that. I want to thank each one of you for allowing me to be in your space, because the gifts that I'm receiving from each one of you is something that I have been praying for the last month. So I want to say, Chimigwich, thank you. And I hope you have a beautiful day, but also the power of prayer. No weapon can destroy that. The Chimigwich.
Chimigwich. Thank you, Grandmother Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this great journey of prayers. Thank you so much. God bless you. And inshallah, you'll be with us all the time to support us and to give us lots of peace, harmony, and light. Thank you. Shabuddin, it's so hard to talk. That's a great prayer.
Indeed.
Please, yeah.
I just want to remind us that we created Grandmother. It's our intentions, it's our hearts, it's our love, it's our prayers that brought her here today and brought the energy that is the real foundation of peace. It's not who did what. It is the secret that abides in each of our hearts that does come from the stars, that does come from all the elements. And that secret brought us together, brought Grandmother Mary here today, brought the words, brought the feeling, and is bringing peace. So for all of us, thank you, dear Grandmother. And I hope we all remember that our lives are not indefinitely long. The use of this body is just on loan from the planet Earth, and we'll have to give that back. But we need to really treasure what we can take from here. So, thank you. Blessings to all.
Thank you so much, Shabuddin. Thank you. And thank you, really, Grandmother and Chris. And I want to say that we came from the stars. The stars came from us. All of us, we are one. But there is a very, very old story that says that when God created the stars, they began to play one with another. And they began to create groups and individuals. And they flew from place to place. But one day, the grandmother of the stars, she had a dream, or it had a dream. When she woke, she told all of the stars there, you know what I had as a dream? They say, what is this? She say that we are the human being. We are the people. And she began to fly. It's before the creating the human being. At that moment, God created the human being from that dream. And they begin to dance. I don't know, rock and roll, or they began to dance, and they created dust. That dust created our eyes, the inner eyes and these eyes. And then since that time, we are seeing one another during the light. Thank you so much. And see you tomorrow, the same time, with the same happiness and same love. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow.